Hello. If you are sitting on the edge and there's middle space, if you wouldn't mind squeezing in, because we do it, there are probably about another 50 or so people that we're expecting to come. So to avoid disruption, if people wouldn't mind squeezing in just a little bit, that would be amazing. But all right, can we close the doors? Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Jue Chu. I am the Associate Director of Academic Programs here at the Satarja Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology. We are so excited to have you all here today. Who attended the at-large bid on Wednesday? Woo, awesome. So if anybody was there, you saw the level of the second place team. So I'm super excited to see the first place teams compete today and see the at-large bid team pitch as well. I will wait for Ken. Can you get Ken? Yeah. Ken Singer to come on in here in a second, and we'll get started. Again, if you have middle seats here, if you wouldn't mind squeezing in, that would be awesome. And then I will turn it now over to our Managing Director and Chief Learning Officer, Ken Singer.
Okay. It is on. Oh, there we go. All right, welcome everybody. I think we're still waiting for some people to come in. This event outside has been fantastic. The crowd has been bigger than we anticipated, so I think more people are going to come in. So if you're on the edges, please, if you could move closer to the middle. I know we're post-COVID, right? We can sit next to each other. So if you guys can move into the middle so that as people are coming in, they don't have to walk in front of you to get a seat. Because I see this whole middle area that's empty. Nobody is moving. Anyone gonna fill it? Because it'll be weird as you're being blocked as they're walking in front of you. If you guys could move into the middle of, I'm looking over there. See, they're already doing it. All right, see? Fill in the spaces. Say what? Are they in here? Yeah, they can. I don't know if they're here. I saw them outside, but I saw some of them outside, yeah. Okay, if we can move into the middle so that we have seats for people who are coming in right now. All right, people are moving. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. I love this. University amphitheaters are the opposite of movie theaters, in which everybody wants to be on the edges so they can like quickly leave the building. But this is going to be a long competition. We have lots of teams. They're going to be presenting amazing things to you. We're going to make it fast-paced, interesting, and it is competitive. So we want you guys to give these folks a really good audience participation, clap, and enjoy the presentations. You know, every time I come up here to talk about Collider Cup, I go back to the origin story, which was the first Collider Cup, the prototype of this, was the final day of my class, where I forced all of my students to go and present their final pitches in Echeverry. Wasn't in anything like this. But the winning team got a trip to Barcelona. So now that we're bigger, we have a better room, but not as awesome prizes. Because Barcelona is now expensive. If you saw the gas prices, it's like twice as much now. So instead, we've got some great prizes here in the form of medals. So, and you get to tell people that you won this, and it does get you access to the Valley interviews, gets you into VC meetings. So it does matter. So if you're an entrepreneur, that's what really matters, is to get in front of real investors. And this allows you to do that if you are part of this competition, and certainly if you win. Now, the other thing, for those of you who are participating in this right now, winning is not the point. Getting the attention of the judges, at least one, to have a meeting with you after this is the point, because you want to turn this into a real startup. Now, the other thing to know is that oftentimes winning is kind of the thing that distracts you. So you get really used to winning rather than actually focusing on your startup. So if you're runner-up or the third place or just in the competition, you are then encouraged, and you now are sitting there and saying, we're gonna win next time, and that will lead you to becoming an actual company. Again, our goal here is to give you an opportunity to practice and become better at being an entrepreneur, not just trying to win competitions, okay? Remember what the goal is. It's to start your companies. All right, with that, I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna hand it over to our MCs of the entire event. I'm gonna have you all come up here. All right, and introduce yourselves, if you could.
All right, I'm Daniela Sparrow. I'm a graduating poli-sci major, and I'm your first MC of 3.
I'm Anika Caseflu, also a graduating senior studying data science and business administration.
Hi everyone, my name is Nithya Prabhu. I'm a junior at Cal studying data science and cognitive science.
And there you have it. They're going to be running the show now.
All right, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 18th biannual Collider Cup. Let's clap for that. This is UC Berkeley's showcase and pitch competition for the Sutarja Center of Entrepreneurship and Technology Spring 2026 Venture Courses. Once again, my name is Daniela Sparrow, and I am one of your MCs for this exciting event.
And like I said, I'm Anika Caseflu, and I'm excited to be your second MC today. Today's event celebrates innovation and entrepreneurship. Over the past semester, the students presenting today have been ideating, testing, and refining solutions to some of society's most pressing challenges. We're proud to showcase the outstanding work of UC Berkeley's next generation of leaders and changemakers.
Hi everyone, once again, my name is Nithya, and I'm also thrilled to be one of your MCs for this event.
We stand before you today as a testament to the transformative power of the entrepreneurial journey at UC Berkeley. I attended the Global Entrepreneurship and Innovation Summer Abroad program in 2024, and I learned a profound amount of lessons while developing an edtech startup. We can all agree that making a startup is not easy, but through the guidance of SCET staff and mentors, I was able to make a truly impactful product. My SCET experience has opened my mind in ways that I never could have predicted. It has taught me how I can use my creativity and my intellectual assets to make positive changes in the world via entrepreneurship.
Nithya and I joined the SCET community when we participated in the Berkeley Method of Entrepreneurship Bootcamp in fall of 2024. And we competed in the Collider Cup that same semester. As a part of the bootcamp, we co-founded a startup that aimed to centralize the hiring of trades workers, like plumbers, electricians, and construction workers, for trades businesses. Our ultimate goal was to show people that anything is possible, starting with the trades. Being a part of SCET has challenged me in ways I never expected, but also encouraged me to learn faster than I ever had before. It showed me how to channel my creativity and problem-solving skills into meaningful real-world impact through entrepreneurship. I'm so grateful to have found and to be part of such a wonderful community at SCET, and I am beyond excited to kick off today's event.
This legacy of innovation and entrepreneurship is alive and well at UC Berkeley. Events like the Collider Cup showcase the incredible potential of young founders, and this is possible thanks to the incredible courses organized by the Sutarja Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology, which I'll further expand upon throughout the event. SCET started in 2005 teaching one course, and now teaches 15 to 20 courses per year, educating over 2,000 students across 80 different majors. It takes a wide range of major expertise to solve challenging problems in society. SCET students are coming together from all disciplines to push the boundaries of what is possible and challenge the status quo.
Let's take a moment to recognize and thank our esteemed judges. Their expertise will be invaluable in evaluating the students' pitches and guiding our teams on their entrepreneurial journeys. The judges will also have the tough task of selecting the winners, who receive the following incredible prizes. First place will receive entry to the Skydeck Pat 13 program, an interview with Alchemist Accelerator, office hours with Pair VC and the fundraising strategy discussion, TechCrunch Disrupt 2026 tickets, professional headshots, and the Anthony DiPrenzio professional development session. Second and third place will also receive professional headshots and the Anthony DiPrenzio professional development session. We're excited that, due to the generosity of the Anthony DiPrinzio's Entrepreneurship Endowment Fund, for the first time, we'll be able to invite all of SCET, Claro Cup, and Expo teams to the Anthony DiPrinzio Professional Development Session, a prize previously only available to the top-ranking teams. Berkeley alumnus Anthony DiPrinzio, who graduated studying political economy in 2019, left an indelible legacy on the innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem at Cal. As an undergrad, he dedicated vast hours at blockchain at Berkeley and SCET, advancing entrepreneurial ideals with all his peers. Anthony was driven to learn and share his knowledge, traveling globally to speak with aspiring entrepreneurs. The Anthony DiPrinzio Entrepreneurship Endowment was established in 2025 through the generosity and vision of Probable Inc., Anthony's mother, father, and brother, Angela, Tony, and Nicholas DiPrinzio, as well as his extended family and innumerable friends. The Anthony DiPrinzio Entrepreneurship Endowment Fund supports programs in entrepreneurship, blockchain, and technical innovation at SCET that is available to all Berkeley students. Moving forward, this named professional development session will be to honor the legacy of the alumnus Anthony DiPrinzio by providing students with critical tools and the mentorship needed to turn their technical skills into far-reaching impact. So before the teams conquer the stage with their pitches, let's give our judges the opportunity to pitch themselves first. So now I'd like to invite all the judges on stage.
All right, I guess I'll go ahead. I'm Sybil Chen. I'm the general manager at Berkeley SCET, UC Berkeley's accelerator. We're located right in downtown Berkeley and home to some 250 startups a year across our 3 programs. Raise your hand if you've heard of SCET. Okay, yay, so no explanation needed. I've been there for almost 8 years, Cal alum, go Bears. And I think this is my 3rd or 4th time judging Collider Cup. This is always a highlight for me. I really enjoy coming back. And Ken and Jue and the entire SCET team do a phenomenal job. I think I'm always impressed that the amount of resources and education that all the students get through SCET is really great. So hats off to the SCET team. All right.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Farouk. I'm with a fund called Berkeley Frontier Fund. It's one of the shared carry funds on campus. We like to invest in Berkeley founders across all stages, and we donate back to support amazing programs like SCET. It's my first time judging the Collider Cup, so I'm very excited to be here and see the pitches. Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jay Anda. I'm a strategic advisor and investor through various corporations, helping bridge corporate innovation in the startup ecosystem. I'm also a founder of the Sundial Foundation, which is a nonprofit venture fund supporting purpose-driven founders building venture scalable companies. I was also on the startup side early after my career, and what's interesting is, like, in these 3 different chapters of my life, the storytelling aspect of pitches, whether it's a project or a startup, always falls back to like the foundations of storytelling, right? The interrogatives, so the who, what, when, where, why, and how. And so as you guys are preparing for your pitches here today and for future pitches, really focus on what that means, because at the surface level, answering those questions is really easy. But as investors, we conduct due diligence. Each of these are multifaceted. We go very deep, and we want to go as deep as we can to understand your motivation on why this company exists and how you're going to solve these problems and how you're going to scale this company. And so I wish everybody good luck. This is my 15th Collider Cup that I'm judging. Every semester is really exciting. Thank you. It's always a treat to be here, and thank you again for having me back. Good luck, everybody.
Please join me in thanking our judges for lending their time and expertise to help take these students to the next level. We truly appreciate you. Thank you. Our judges will select the first, second, and third place winners, as well as the most innovative team. We also have a People's Choice Award, so you, the audience, can vote for your favorite pitch using our live polling system. The way this works is that you need to pay attention to each presentation and then cast your votes after each team presents with the QR code that will be displayed on the screen behind me. At the end of all the pitches, we will give you time to vote again through our ranked-based polling system to rank your top team. Before we begin, I'd like to review a few organizational matters. We encourage you to take videos and photos, tagging SCET's social media account, and share them using the hashtag ColliderCup. However, we ask that you keep your cell phone use to a minimum during the pitches out of respect for our presenters. Every pitch will have the teams presenting for 3 minutes, followed by 3 minutes of questions from the judges. Shout out to Diana for being our timekeeper. Following the event today, we'll have an open networking session where you can chat with today's teams, judges, and others in the audience. Let's kick off our pitches and introduce our first course. Awesome. Our first course today is product management. Product managers play an increasingly critical role in modern technology companies. They're charged with ensuring an organization is laser focused on creating valuable, highly usable products and services to address pain points and unmet needs for their target customers. In this course, students learned essential product management skills by putting theory into practice on a product or idea of their choosing. From product management, we have GM Live, connecting brands with live streamers.
Hey guys, we are GMV Live and we are connecting brands with live streamers. So this is Victor. He runs a brand on TikTok Shop doing over 7 figures in revenue. But he has a big problem. Every time he runs a marketing campaign, this is what happens.
Hey Gabriel, don't even get me started. Every time I try to DM creators, I spend 2 weeks DMing them. Half of them just straight up ghost me, and the other half is asking me for $2,000 because they are already in an agency. So the process is really hard, time-consuming, and really expensive.
And Victor isn't alone. Live shopping is the fastest growing retail market in the world, and 2 groups are losing here. Brands can't find reliable hosts, and creators, college students, anyone that wants to earn money doing live streaming don't have the platform to do so. Nobody connected the 2 until we did.
And that's how GMV Live comes in. We're the LinkedIn for live shopping. For brands to start, all they have to do is search for creators, match with curated profiles, and make deals right away. And once they're done, they can also track their campaigns with end-to-end analytics. And for creators to start, all they have to do is build that profile, get matched with brands, go live, and get paid instantly. We're not competing with TikTok Shop. We're the distribution layer that makes it work.
For our business model, our money is made when creators and brands have connections and sessions. We incentivize them to connect with each other, and then we take 30 to 50% of the host fee, which is our core revenue driver, and then 9% of the total sales made. So if we have 700 brand host matches per month at $20,000 average GMV per $20,000 average GMV per month, it's 14 million ARR.
And with live shopping being the fastest growing retail in the world, the window is open for about 18 more months. Every major platform is joining. TikTok Shop, YouTube Shopping, Walmart Live, and even Amazon Live. Even VCs like A16Z and Sequoia have entered this space. But the infrastructure layer is still missing.
And you know what? We already have strong tractions. Some brands are already in contact with us. They want to join the platform because the product is really useful for them. And even college students are already enrolling inside of the platform to use it.
Additionally, we have been in active conversation with TikTok and the TikTok Shop team because they directly told us that they're interested in the product and there's nothing like it out there right now.
And the market is huge, 20 billion in 2022, that has grown to over 68 billion in 2026. And the thing is, in China, 60% of all e-commerce is live commerce, but in the US, only 5%. So we want to take advantage of that opportunity and help the 500,000 sellers right now. In terms of market size, with our estimated addressable market, we believe that a realistic year-one capture is around 14 million.
We also have a really amazing team and an unfair advantage where our co-founder, Victor, has a TikTok Shop brand that's generating 7 figures, and we also have direct contacts with TikTok headquarters. We're backed by AWS, people with experience from AWS, founding startups, and also Cemex.
So let's keep going, and let's go live.
All right. Oh. Great presentation, guys. Thank you. So this is a real product. Like you guys, this is a real solution that's out there. It's not conceptual. Okay, cool. So tell me a little bit about the 5% US market adoption for live commerce. Like, I think one of the problems with Whatnot is there isn't a lot of traction because people are getting tired of just being sold to, right? Like, how are you doing this differently, and how are you going to overcome that resistance when it seems like Whatnot, although they have a really high valuation, isn't really scaling as much as everybody was expecting? Or maybe I'm wrong.
The main problem actually with Whatnot is that they are trying to oversell their solution, and we will not try to do that at first. We will try to have good creators that we will make them learn how to use the platform or to do live shopping really smoothly, and then we will scale up by having more creators and even better creators. That is the biggest problem on TikTok Shop actually.
Yeah, and actually we're platform agnostic. So TikTok Shop is having a lot more success because Whatnot is more focused on collectibles. But right now TikTok Shop has grown a lot. So we're seeing success more in TikTok Shop. So if one platform doesn't work, we have other ones.
And to add on that, brands really want to see creators tailored for their particular platform. So we also scrape tailored creators from TikTok Shop, so they know, okay, this is the kind of creator that I need, and he or she matches our brand, so they also fit.
So yeah, the growth of TikTok Shop and some of these live platforms is undeniable, regardless of, in the United States it's only 5%, but it's continually growing. And we are facilitating the platform for brands to connect with creators and even college students that want to get into the space and start earning money.
If I may, jumping in, I think part of the market penetration in China is tied to the fact that they have super apps. So a lot of people are consolidated to just a small handful of apps, whereas in the US, it's much more distributed. So besides TikTok, in terms of your go-to market, what are the second or third platforms that you're really going to hyper-target, and what's your plan there?
So the three main platforms will be first TikTok Shop, then Amazon Live, who is trying to be scaled in the US, and then eBay Live, who is also a great platform, and then after this, YouTube Live.
Yeah, and even in eBay, where recently Ryan Cohen is trying to buy eBay, they're saying that their main priority is like live commerce. So even insiders are focusing on this.
Thanks for the presentation. I'm curious at how you look to engage brands or users to join the platform initially. I know there's a value there, but is there a strategy to get them to join quickly?
Yeah, so our first strategy for creators specifically was to target college campuses, because a lot of creators are currently in college in our age range, and so we wanted to target them specifically. But in terms of brands, I think Victor can speak to it more specifically because he has a direct experience in working with brands and scaling up from them. So,
yes. The e-commerce brands that are really successful in the US know each other, so word of mouth will be really easy, because I know every e-commerce brand in France and especially in Europe, and I'm trying to scale my own brand in the US, so I know some brand operators, so it will be easy to contact them because the solution is real and the struggle is also real for them.
And essentially, we're also building a gap of two markets, which is brands like Victor's and maybe creators like me who want a side hustle in college. So it is really easy to market because we have done a bunch of user interviews, and we found that people are trying to make money in college on the side. So that's why we're targeting college student campuses.
Everybody give it up for doing All right, and this is a quick reminder to scan this QR code behind me so you can vote in the People's Choice Award. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our next course. Let me move so you guys can scan really quick. Okay. People and organizations have been recently grappling with political issues and advancements in digital technologies. On the one hand, technology and data can bolster democratic functions and the empowerment of our communities. On the other hand, there also exist risks of technological misuse. Democracy and technology combines technical disciplines with social science to solve the pressing problems of our current political paradigm. In this challenge lab, students explored the design of policies, businesses, and products that help reform our American democracy. Without further ado, please welcome Claro to the stage. Benefits at your fingertips.
All right, raise your hand if you like free money. Awesome. Well, now imagine this. There's a $2,000 check sitting on the floor waiting for you. It has your name on it. It's legally yours, but you're about to walk out of the room without it. Like Sasha here. We are Team Claro. We're helping Americans like you get access to the benefits you're entitled to.
$140 billion. That's how much is lost in US tax government benefits every year. And it's hidden behind layers of websites and bureaucracy that looks like that. What you just saw isn't a skit. It's money being left on the table. And it's left because people don't know they qualify. So we had to go and ask the main shareholders who are senior citizens, the $30 billion, why they keep losing on it.
So we went out and conducted over 50+ interviews, primarily with senior citizens. What did we find? Well, over 90% of seniors reported hitting significant friction when trying to navigate the federal benefit system.
And this is where Claro comes in. Our mission is to just bridge the gap between the benefits and the citizen. So with Claro, citizen just needs to fill out one profile, get matched with all the benefits that they qualified for so that they can apply to many of them.
So what's our expansion plan? Well, we want to start locally in Berkeley by partnering with the Ashby Network to secure our first senior cohort. Then we would like to expand statewide in California before finally taking Claro national by becoming the nation's national benefit infrastructure. So, how are we different? Well, Claro is the only end-to-end platform which combines high guidance accessibility with full form application.
So how do we make money? Well, by governance and foundations licensing our platform so that seniors don't have to pay for anything. And so we lose money early by design, but by year 3 we break even and stable surplus with licensing and grants. So the impact is that for every dollar invested in Claro, $70 reaches a senior.
After a successful try phase, we first want to expand our network and then also target a bigger market after 2 years in 2028 in order to reach our goal of 1 million users in 2031 after 5 years, which would also equal $2.5 billion in generated benefits. Therefore, we're asking for $150K in grants, and as we're operating pro bono, so for public good, those are mostly needed for human resources, product development, and also marketing purposes.
This is a brief background on the team behind Claro. We all come from different majors and bring with us a diverse set of experiences. Navigating benefits was something that we struggled with ourselves, and we really wanted to make a meaningful product. Thank you for your time and attention today, and feel free to scan our QR code if you want to see our web app.
Can you kind of just dig into a little bit more? Because I'm wondering to what extent this is like, I mean, I understand there's a lot of benefits that are probably left on the table, but I didn't totally understand, like, there must be some solutions out there, and who are you up against? Like, what exists out there today, and who are the market incumbents, so to speak?
Yeah, thanks for the question. So most of the government websites, you just go there, you can click it and then apply directly, but you have to fill out all the information. So if you want to access benefit, you have to go to like 12 different websites, maybe 23 forms that you have to fill, and you have to fill out all the single information that you have. But with Claro, you fill one single profile. You put your information in there, and then Claro will just match you with all the benefits that you qualified for, and then you can just click and it will pre-fill all the forms. So you can basically apply to 5 to 6 benefits at once, and you don't have to fill out each of them.
Thanks for the presentation. I'm curious if there would be any friction with the government. You said that the system was designed to be difficult, so I'm curious how open they would be to wanting to give you grants to make it easier to get more money out of them, technically.
Yeah, for sure. So we actually went out and already have started partnerships, partnering with Ashby Network, for example, as well as the North Berkeley Senior Center. So far, they seem quite open to collaborating, so we're in conversation with them at the moment.
I guess I'm more curious about how this all works. Like, how do you know that an individual qualifies, and how do you do that matchmaking side?
Well, so there are like 80% of Americans qualified for benefit like Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP. But because some of them, they don't know that they qualify for them, right? Because the system is very fragmented. But our platform just facilitates that broken system, so it fixes it. So when they fill out their information, they don't have to go to Kyle Fresh or all these different websites. They just fill out all their information, where they live in, their name, their age, and then our platform say, hey, these are things that you qualified for, and you can look at them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claro. Thank you, Claro. Please vote using the QR code right behind me. Now let me introduce you to our next Challenge Lab course, Super Intelligent Ventures. As artificial intelligence continues to evolve at a rapid pace, it is reshaping the foundations of entrepreneurship and the broader economy. While these technologies unlock new possibilities, enabling faster product development, greater efficiency, and global reach, they also introduce significant challenges, like eroding competitive advantages, increasing energy demands, and shifting workforce dynamics. In this Challenge Lab, students examined how to build startups that can withstand these pressures, designing ventures that balance both innovation and the durability by prioritizing financial strength, responsible resource use, and meaningful employment in the age of AI. Next up, we have Ensure. Ensure, transparent healthcare, finally.
December 4th, 2024, the United Healthcare CEO was murdered in front of a hotel. It was plastered over every news headline and every social media outlet. But what was even more shocking than his death was the reaction it garnered on social media. People were celebrating, wait, that can't be right. Why are we celebrating the death of an insurance CEO? The answer lies in the problem with the entire American insurance system. Insurance companies directly benefit from their consumers' misunderstanding. That's why 39% of insured Americans don't understand their plan. 1 in 5 employees and 57% of adults have had to pay a bill that they thought was already covered. Insurance companies love it when you go out of network because they're directly saving money on you. So what's the fix? A comprehensive LLM that's tailored to your specific healthcare plan, ensuring that you get the best healthcare. Hi, welcome to Team Insure, where we do exactly that. Our product is quite simple. We take in your SPC and EOC, 200 plus pages of insurance documents that your insurance company first gives you when you sign, hoping that you never actually look at them. Then, whenever you need medical treatment or imaging, you simply type it into a little magic box on our app, and our LLM reads all the fine print just for you, calculating an Insure score that takes into account costs, proximity, and quality of care using Google reviews. Then, we rank all the best options for you.
And here's a quick demo of just that. Here's a dashboard where users can see any updates to their current coverage. And then as they scroll down, they can see hospitals ranked based on proximity and Insure score. And when they click on one of the hospitals, they can see what weighted that Insure score, such as imaging fit, ER coverage, billing clarity, and several other factors that go in their decision power. And then here's the LLM chatbot that's dynamically updated as your coverage also changes. This is where users can ask individualized questions, such as, is an MRI covered? And instead of just that yes or no response, it gives you individualized associated fine details that you wouldn't get when you just call.
Healthcare isn't broken because of access, but it's broken because people don't know what they're going to pay. We're dealing with a $5 trillion system, and yet there's still no price transparency. Patients don't know their cost up front, which leads to bad decisions and ultimately medical debt. What's changed now is that AI allows us to bring real-time cost clarity into that decision process. Looking at some numbers, we're targeting the $9.2 billion employer-paid benefits market, with a path to $50 million ARR by capturing just under 1% of our target segment.
Insurance companies don't want to pay out claims, so they make their apps hard to navigate. And our competitors like Accolade and Quantum Health, they just connect you to a human. If I broke my leg or have a massive headache, I can't wait on hold for an hour. I need an action plan instantly. And Ensure gives you exactly that.
We are starting with B2B, partnering with enterprises to sell our product directly to their employees. Once we have built our brand and market presence, we'll expand into B2C, targeting international students and travelers so they can so they can be ensured and don't face uncertainty when they move around. We're raising $2.7 million to fund our R&D, sales, marketing, operations, and set a compliance framework in place in the next 18 months. Thank you, and this is us.
Well, if this works, I would love to see this out there. We certainly have had a bunch of startups come through that have attempted this, but I think with LLMs, the job will get easier. As you pointed out, insurance companies have been traditionally very opaque. It's incredibly hard to get the coding and the billing, and just there's so much information that's required for this to work. And so I'm just trying to figure out how. I mean, some of the details are actually just like hidden in PDFs that aren't easily accessible. I know, without like first calling your insurance company and then waiting like 2 weeks for them to mail you something or email it to you. But how are you getting around some of the opacity that they're intentionally still creating?
Right, so they obviously have that incentive to do that, and one of the things that they legally have to give you at the beginning is those 2 long pages of documents that kind of detail your entire plan. So the LLM will obviously parse through that. As well, there are a couple of transparent healthcare providers out there that have different pricing models that use third-party reviews that say this person went to this center and they paid this much money. So we would also be accounting with that in our data to see okay, this is the real-time cost of this treatment at this place yesterday, right? And so we can kind of factor that in and then build a bigger database that we can use.
Yeah, to add on to that, we do initially get our data from the provider directories and the insurance healthcare websites. But this is a huge problem because a study at Yale found that 36% of mental health provider directories had some kind of a misinformation, including out-of-network doctors listed as in-network and wrong contact information. So what we do is we spin out voice agents that will call these hospitals and clinics and then confirm that the data that we have is correct. That is just the first layer of validation that we do. And we also have an app that has an AI assistant that is always listening to you. If you're in an emergency, you can ask it to call 911, and also at that point, you can explain it what the situation is. And at that point, it will again spin out voice agents and then reconfirm that the data that we have is correct. And by the time the ambulance arrives, it will give us the perfectly validated action plan and all of the out-of-pocket costs we should potentially watch out for.
I still think you're going to hit a wall on getting full price transparency, right? You're going under assumptions. You're going under other tertiary data on validating these the prices. How as your product evolves, how can it go deeper? So a lot of times, you have to call, ask for a price. They call the insurance company. There's this whole telephoning game that happens until you could actually get an estimate, and even then, that's wrong, right? And so if you're coming in from the outside and you don't get access to all the systems that the price is baked in, how do you actually solve that and provide full transparency to the end user?
I'm really glad you asked that question. As more users use our platform, we'll log how much they paid for those things, and then that builds our database for exactly how much that person was doing with that plan. And then that gives us a moat of a larger database where we have real-time, real people who already negotiated those things and already got that price, and that would be the most accurate thing on the market.
And to add to that, we will also look at all of the publicly listed claims to give us a sense of what is actually going on in the network.
All right, thank you, Insure. Everybody give them a round of applause. Great job, you guys. Quick reminder to scan this QR code and vote in the People's Choice Award. Give you a second to do that. And while you are doing that, I'm going to introduce the next course. Positioned at the nexus of world-class engineering and Division I athletics at UC Berkeley, the sports technology class empowers students to drive change and innovation in the sports industry. Utilizing artificial intelligence ethically and transparently, students delve into market analysis, pitch crafting, and MVP development, leveraging technology as a strategic asset. Industry experts and guest speakers offer invaluable insights, enriching students' understanding of sports innovation. Next up, from sports technology, we have Synth, the platform that connects every coaching tool so coaches make the right decisions from one place. Welcome.
Go, go, go. 3 more strokes.
Coach, new PB. How much faster was that than last time?
I'm sorry, Star. I've been searching through my phone all day trying to find your last score, and I can't find it.
Hey guys, that was Matthew, Star, and Lily. All 3 of them are international rowers who've competed at the World Championships. And I am AG, an Expo tennis athlete and the tech guy. And together, we built Synth, one platform where coach connects all his coaching tools to make the right decisions and operate in one place.
Here's why this matters. Collegiate rowing coaches manage over 60 athletes across completely disconnected tools. Personal bests in Google Sheets, strength and conditioning data in Bridge Athletics, and wearable data from Garmin's in completely separate apps that nobody has time to check. So coaches end up gauging team fatigue from gut feel and passing conversations in the hallway. And when decisions are made with incomplete data and lack of transparency, athletes like me get hurt.
And that's exactly what Synth solves. And it's much easier than you would think. All it takes is 3 steps. Log in, connect your tools, and voila. Coach sees every athlete, every trend, and can ask Synth AI,
how many of my athletes are fatigued today?
And get instant results backed by various data signals. And athletes can finally see their lineups and stats every day. And sport-specific tools like the lineup builder and session timers, all in one platform. Now, coaches can finally stop chasing data and focus only on training.
We started off by sitting down with our coaches, who have advised us at every step since and validated the value we offer. We're currently doing a live pilot with Cal men's and women's rowing programs, ranked number 2 and 5 in the country, and therefore managing the data of 120 plus elite athletes, including Olympians.
And we haven't gotten here alone. 2 top-tier startup advisors, 2 directors of Cal Athletics, and 2 assistant coaches from the men's rowing team have all seen the vision and pitched right in to help us build this product.
And the timing is just right. Schools have $20 million per program, and athlete data has exploded, but coaching tools are still completely disconnected. The synthesis layer does not exist yet, so we are building it.
We're starting with US collegiate rowing, a $24 million market where we're proving our value right here at Cal. But most of us aren't actually from here, so we've been thinking globally from day one. This dispersed data problem exists across all 28 Olympic sports, serving as a $4 billion opportunity for the platform that solves it first.
And why us? Unlike our competitors who try to change a coach's existing tools, we simply are connecting them. And who better to do it than 3 Cal athletes and our AI expert?
Because we have the 3 things they don't: domain expertise, market access, and low switching effort. That's it.
Go Bears!
Great energy, as always, as expected. Can you talk to me a little bit about the business model of all this, right? I think we missed like how you make money, and also like how the coaches actually will layer their specialty upon the data that you aggregate.
Yeah, I can take that up. Now, our business model is tailored by the sport. So by sport, we give them access to specific connectors. And by department, the entire Cal Athletics department, we have a different package that will be the enterprise model, where we would be charging $5,000 a month. Now, to answer your question of how we're handling data by sport, I think that's a discussion we're having with multiple sports to understand how they want the data to even be tailored. For now, we have an understanding of how rowing wants their data to be handled and how they want it to be presented. But soon enough, once we have those conversations with multiple sports, we'll be able to tailor it accordingly.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation, guys. I'm curious if there's any effect on athletes who might want to push themselves very hard in training and might be upset if a coach decides to bench them because their fatigue might look a little higher.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a coaching decision that, you know, all this data is just giving them more insights than they would previously have. That's still a decision that could be up to coach. It's just whether he or she has actual access to that data or not.
And so I think the athlete would have their own view, and then you'd have the coach view. So in the future, potentially even uploading wearable data, you'd have the option to like toggle that on so that your coach can access that information or not. And we're having conversations at the moment about privacy and trust with that data. And even when athletes sign up for this, being able to sign a waiver form to like give their data away or to their coaches.
And just adding to Star, the idea is that Synth enables coaches to make better informed decisions. So if for example, if Cal Rowing is using Synth over a 3-year time period, if they've been using the app for 3 years, they're going to be able to make a very well-informed decision about whether the athlete should be sat on the sideline for the weekend or whether they should be put back in the boat.
I think adoption, though, is tied to the key product features. In your customer discovery, what were the top 3 features that coaches were looking for and athletes separately?
Well, with those initial conversations, they were talking about being able to get a view of athlete fatigue. And at the moment, that is, as Matt said, passing conversations of like a subjective, how do you feel on a scale of 1 to 5? And so right now, being able to upload all that data, you get to have a data visualization of the fatigue view. And then regarding rowing specific features, we've built a lineup tracker and then a session timer, which enables you to capture data on the water of like, not to go into too much rowing jargon, but seat racing and extra data that we can't actually currently access on individual athletes transferring in between boats to help with lineup.
Yeah, and to give you an idea of like how this operates currently, it's like coach in a boat with like a scrappy piece of notebook paper kind of thing. So we would really be, we're taking it up a notch for them in terms of how they're able to collect data. And then the other kind of great thing about Synth is that we have a custom tools feature where coach is able to say, hey, like for my sport, for my team, I want something XYZ specific, and I would love to see this built. And we're able to create that within a matter of time, and they'll have that access to them.
All right, great, thank you so much, Synth. Thank you for that presentation. Please vote using the QR code behind me. And while you vote, I'll tell you a little bit about our next course. In inventing healthy food in the Ozempic era, students examined the evolving demand for protein alongside the rising costs and constraints of animal-based production. The course explored how the emergence of GLP-1 drugs is reshaping dietary needs, creating a growing segment of consumers who require nutrient-dense, protein-rich foods in smaller portions. The course challenged students to design next-generation, plant-based solutions tailored to shifting consumer behaviors and long-term industry trends. The next course we have is Cody. They're just passing out their samples, so I'll give them a second. Perfect. Cody creates protein-coated familiar snacks that triple or quadruple their protein content. Please welcome them to the stage.
Thank you. Hi everyone, we are Cody, and we are starting from a personal problem. This was us. We are struggling with our weight, and like many people, we're trying to find a way to get healthier. And we're not alone. In the US, 40% of the population is considered as obese.
And that's us after GLP-1. We look great, don't we? And this market is continually growing and growing every year. In just the next 10 years, there will be more than 55 million GLP-1 users, and that's our customer. Because GLP-1 is creating a fundamentally different eating habit. This new population have much less appetite, but they require even more nutrition.
But when you look for that today, the options are limited. On one side, you have the healthy snacks that people trust. Nuts, fruits, things that feel familiar and real. On the other side, you have the performance products, but they are not appealing. Too sweet or too heavy. So we wanted to change that. We started with food that everyone understands and ask a simple question. What if the almond could stay the hero, but carry more benefits? So we developed a coating that is high in protein, high in fiber, and can be applied on these familiar snacks. And the process is very simple. We take the regular almonds, dip them in the coating, bake them, and you get your new almonds with 3 times more protein. So now, when you eat 10 almonds, you get almost 6 grams of protein. So for GLP-1 users who have lower appetite and need more nutrients, Cody delivers salmon-level protein in a small and convenient format like this one. And the exciting part is that Cody is not just about almonds. The real innovation is the coating that is applied on different bases. So we're not developing only one product. We are building a product family under one brand.
Yes, and looking at the landscape, current competitors either nail nutrition, but it tastes awful, or it tastes great, but does nothing good for your body. Nobody owns both. But Cody is the only brand in the top right corner. It tastes great, and it's actually good for you. And this side means nothing. It's just another campsite that we're obligated to show you. But the market is big, and it's growing. And we know exactly which sites we're going after. And at $299 per pack, our unit economics is very strong. And our gross margin is 65%, which is nearly double of the industry average. And together, we're going community first. We've identified 100 micro-niche influencers across the GLP-1 nutrition and health communities, paired with Meta and the TikTok shop for a direct-to-consumer approach. And Cody is a team that's built by formulators who actually know what we're doing. Between us, we have the scientific background that allows us to build this product right and the real experiences working in the food industry. And today, we're raising $200K to validate scalable demand and to make our first product family. And that's how we plan to allocate the fund. Thank you.
All right, so kind of have two questions, but I'll key in on my primary question, which is around your business model, which you said you charge $299 per unit. So I'm trying to understand, is your target customer co-packers, CPG companies, or are you doing direct-to-consumer and you're packaging like your own nuts and selling them in store?
Yes, exactly. We are planning, maybe if you can go back, we're planning to sell by direct to consumers by bundle. So it's 36 a bundle, and there's 12 units per bundle, so this gives 3 units per unit. But we are doing direct to consumer with ads, and we partner with nutrients influencers.
Okay, so you're basically a food brand, is what you
exactly.
are. Okay.
Yes, and that's our target in year 1, but in year 2, as we have a more, more reliable community, we're aiming to go into retail in things like Whole Foods or at Berkeley Balls to get that shelf space and to be more compete with more existing brands.
Thanks.
I'd like to know a little bit more about your go-to-market strategy, right? Like, why are you targeting GLP-1 users versus just the general public who just need good nutrition or nutritious snack options?
Yeah, so GLP-1 is actually our entry point. As we've seen before, we've shown you before, the market is continually growing. It's projected to grow to 55 million by 2035, and our current number is 31 million, which is actually a very conservative number. But we're using GLP-1 as an entry point because our end goal, our end market, is something bigger. It's everyone who cares about what they're putting into their body, because essentially this snack is suitable for everyone who's health conscious because it's a very small format and very small portion sizes, but it's packed with things like fiber and protein. So our end goal will be to target everyone who's more health conscious.
And also we interviewed more than 20 people that are using GLP-1, and we found out that they don't like the processed foods. They want something natural and healthy. So that's why we developed this idea about a coating that is applied on healthy snacks.
Right. So I'm just kind of still curious, like, why are you segmenting yourself to GLP-1 users when this is kind of a bigger problem that applies to everybody? Like, I think everybody's more worried about health-conscious foods. That's good for you. But if you're associated with GLP-1 on the get-go, then I think you might be associated with that use case and not for the general public.
Yes, your point makes sense, totally. But we thought that targeting the GLP-1 first and then expanding to a bigger market was the good idea.
First of all, thanks. The product tastes great. You shouldn't have put so many in front of me. How are you guys able to achieve higher margins than other protein-based industry competitors?
So because our ingredient list is very simple, there's only 3 things in our ingredient list. It's whole foods and it's all natural. That's part of the reason why we're able to achieve lower margin. And then another reason why is our current COG is based on what we're buying. Like, we're buying directly from grocery stores like Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. But when we actually go into manufacturing and we're collaborating with suppliers, the COG will be even lower because we're buying directly from in a B2B way.
I see. What shelf lives?
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, Cody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that presentation. Please vote using the QR code behind me. And it is now 3 p.m. After you vote, feel free to leave your seats. We will take a break for 5 minutes and be back at 3:06 p.m. So Feel free to stretch, walk around, but please be back in your seats in 5 minutes. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Please go ahead and take your seats. We're going to get started again for the last few pitches. Thank you, thank you. Please take your seats, and we were going to get started. Thank you. Who's first, you or Daniela? Okay.
I'm just.
Oh, here you go.
When can I start? Okay. All right, everybody, let's take our seats and settle back down. You guys are ready? Stuay's getting cooler outside. Like anything on my face? I want to. If you can take photos of me so I can post them on my LinkedIn. Right? If you see her, can you tell her? Yeah. Ready?
Will you make an announcement if you got 2 stamps on your hand afterwards? Please redeem your prize at the front desk.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, excellent. I was like,
Am I good to go?
I saw it.
Do you want it? Ready?
Yep, go for it.
All right, everybody, welcome back. I hope your break was awesome, but we're gonna settle back down and continue with the event today. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into our next course. In designing startups to transform society, students explored how AI and emerging technologies can drive inclusive innovation and reimagine systems, from work and education to climate and governance. Through hands-on venture design, they developed startup solutions that promote equitable economic mobility, blending tech fluency with ethical, human-centered frameworks. This course emphasized responsible innovation, startup thinking, and the power of technology to accelerate positive societal change. From designing startups to transform society, we have Greenwave, reducing emergency response time to save more lives. Welcome.
This is Colin, one of my freshman year floor mates. On April 7, 2023, Colin had a heart attack, something none of us expected from a healthy and active 19-year-old. Thankfully, paramedics and firefighters were able to arrive to the scene extremely fast. They performed life-saving procedures, including CPR, and saved Colin's life. After a long night, we were informed he was recovering and well. And only a week later, we were visiting at his home, where he was smiling and talking as if nothing had happened. This is what inspired my team and I to create Greenwave, an initiative focused on creating route optimization to lead firefighters to find a faster route to the scene.
So, where's the problem? In cardiac arrest, every minute of delay reduces the chance of survival by 10 to 15%. And right now, the emergency vehicles are losing on average more than 5 minutes just because of the traffic. So this is not a theoretical problem, this is lives.
And the solution is Greenwave. For the past 4 months, we have been working alongside the City of Berkeley and the Berkeley Fire Department to create a solution that works within the city's existing infrastructure and addresses the real need. We have to help firefighters reach faster the emergencies and thus save more lives.
So how does Greenwave actually save lives? Through a real-time loop. First, Smart Dispatch helps assign the best units. Second, adaptive routing takes in consideration values like traffic, weather, station load, location, and real fire data to find the best path. Third, active green corridors clears the way ahead of the truck, and it keeps the traffic lights green as it moves through the city. And finally, dynamic tracking keeps the dispatch and the crews connected in real time.
And so we are grounded in Berkeley. We have been in active direct contact and direct mentorship with the Berkeley Fire Department. And alongside them, we have been able to install and create our pilot program using different interfaces to promote our product, which is real-time use and using real-time data from active firefighting districts. And for our integrated app, this will provide a direct service to firefighters and emergency responders in real time who are using the app to dial their emergency respond a loop and for the vehicle to cross through the right channel. And so the impact and business model, this is a huge impact for Berkeley firefighters and responders. It would be 20 to 60% reduction in response time. That is enormous, and as we talked about, that would lead to 5 to 15 lives saved per year. Our market opportunity involves cities within California and fire departments and emergency responders within California, which will lead to a 10 million market, but this also involves expansion for regional cities and regional districts in the United States, and as we are a Latin American team, global expansion. So we believe that with 100,000 in annual platform license and 80,000 one-time implementation, this can lead to $10 million directly. So give emergency response the green light and help us with Greenwave.
If I can just jump in, can you talk a little bit about the tech stack, and are you using and leveraging Google Maps API? I mean, in many ways, as you know, Google Maps probably is like the most widely used navigation tool now, and because they're constantly rerouting traffic. If you're not plugged in with them, then you somehow lose out as well. But also, like, are you integrated with the system so that all of the lights turn green as the fire engine is driving? Is that part of the solution? Yeah. And how are you making that happen? Because every city has very different technologies.
Yeah, I mean, we are now like a partner with the Berkeley Fire Department, so we are working now with only Berkeley. But yeah, we know what the steps are. We have to talk with the Berkeley Engineering Traffic Unit in here to specifically connect to the traffic signals. And in regards of the tech stack, we are connected to different APIs of maps, and we have our own optimization model that runs our routing, basically.
Yeah, and the main differentiator between Google Maps or Waze is that those are not built for fire trucks. So things like the turn radius for a truck, that's why all of the firemen don't like to use it, and they mostly drive by instinct and intuition. So by building an app for them and with them, we can have a route that they will actually use.
And as Andres said, for firefighters, they have no direct application currently, so they're relying on their instincts and their real-time, what they have done in the past. And so having an application that can give them the direct response loop and the direct response avenue for specifically fire trucks leads to reduction in response time, which is the most important thing for some of these emergency response systems.
Thanks for the presentation, guys. I'm curious how likely it would be for you guys to get approval for the traffic light data, and also how you've validated the pricing with the fire department and the costs around the $80K integration cost.
First of all, can you repeat again, like the first part?
First part, just the likeliness of getting access to the traffic light data.
Yeah, we know that's possible. We know that there's companies that already do that, but like only the traffic signal, like manually, and they are quite costly. That's why they don't use it right now in Berkeley, like in general in California, but especially in Berkeley. We know that it's possible. We only need very, very little hardware in the emergency vehicles and in the central unit, in the central traffic unit, for us to make this. So we know it is completely viable, and we have talked with traffic engineers and transportation engineers, and we know it's possible.
Have you talked to other cities and municipalities outside of Berkeley?
Yeah, so we talked also with the Oakland Fire Department, and they communicated that this is an issue in Berkeley, but even more so in Oakland. And so this is a direct avenue for us to implement, not only in Berkeley, but in the surrounding ecosystem of the Bay Area. So we've been in active validation, customer validation with these groups. And so, yeah, but the City of Berkeley is who we have been partnering and in direct mentorship with.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Greenwave, for your amazing pitch. Please make sure to fill out the QR code right behind me. While you're doing that, I'm going to introduce to you our next course. Technology entrepreneurship gives students a deep dive of how high-tech ventures are created, funded, and grown. Blending case studies with hands-on work, the course walks students through their entrepreneurial process, from evaluating ideas and discovering customers to develop business models, securing funding, and preparing investor-ready materials. So our next startup for the afternoon is Papills, your health at the tip of your tongue.
Hello everybody, it's 7 a.m., you take your pills, but the pill won't go down. Why? Because as 70% of people, you struggle to take just a single pill. So when you want to start a food supplement routine, you just basically stop. Basically, people stop after just months of starting their supplement journey. Why? Because the pill is hard to swallow, the gummies are slow effective and too much sugary, and the powder are really a chore because you have to mix them with water. That's why we have created Papills, as Ines will show you in just a second how it works. The first strip supplement that you just have to put on your tongue. It's patented and backed by science to be the most efficient supplement in the market and in history. It's 5 times faster than any type of supplement, and it's also 30 times more supplement. You might ask, why a student would start this type of company? Basically, my grandma, 3 years ago, choked on a pill while she was in the hospital, and she nearly died. That's why I came up with this problem, and I wanted to solve this for 3 years. So it was a really long journey. But after 1 year of launching the company, it's already successful. We've launched in France. We've managed to achieve even more than 7 figures in the first year. To be in the top 10 brands on TikTok Shop in France and to generate more than 100 million of views without any external funding. So after doing this in Europe, we want to replicate the exact same playbook into the US market by launching in the US market in 3 exact phases. The first phase will be to develop in direct-to-consumer, so on Meta Ads and TikTok Shop, as we have already done in Europe, in France especially. The second phase will be to scale on marketplace like Amazon and to create partnership with big creators. In France, we are working with more than 1,000 creators at the moment, so it will be easy to transport those creators into the US market and to find similar creators and to create relationship with them. And the third phase, the biggest one, is the retail penetration. We want to be in every Target, CVS, and Whole Foods in the country. Why? To be by the end of year 2 in more than 5,000 doors, so that you can buy Papills everywhere you go. That's why we are asking for $1 million to develop this idea into the US market. 40% will go into inventory, 35% into paid acquisition, 15% to develop partnership with creators, and finally 10% for operations. The next phase for CPG is to develop new format, and I think Papills will be the biggest challenger in this journey. Thank you.
Thanks for the presentation, guys. I'm curious which supplements you currently support, and if some might not even be feasible because the taste might be very, very bad for them.
So we don't have this slide, but we have a range of 3 products at the moment. So the first one is the anti-stress one that you have in front of you. Then we have the sleep one, which is our bestseller. Right now is out of stock in France, actually. And the energy one, so a pre-workout supplement. It's a complete formula. For example, the energy one is with caffeine, L-theanine, and vitamin B12. So we surround ourselves with science experts who help us create the formulations to have the best formulations as possible in a small strip like this.
I see. Are there any other players creating dissolvable supplement packs like this?
There are some, but because we have patented this type of supplement, which is vegan and without any sugar and really effective, the other small competitors are doing less big numbers than us, and also they are not selling in the US market. They are mainly in India and China.
Can you talk to me about your price and unit economics?
Yes, 1 box of one pack of 30 units, so 1 month of supply, is sold at 25 euro. So we will translate it to $27 in the US market.
Just in terms of venture scalability, at least in Silicon Valley, something like this might be seen as a commodity, and a lot of vitamin supplements, they could probably easily migrate to having this form of supplement strip as well. So talk a little bit about how you're planning on being defensible longer term and creating kind of like getting brand, like really elevating your brand as quickly as possible to capture the market.
We knew early on that this would happen, and that's why we have started the patent journey. So the product is actually patented. We own the patent for the strip supplement and dissolvable strip supplement. So it will not be able to be replicated by other brands in the US market. And also we plan to be the first one and to have the first mover advantage on this market, mainly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Papills. Please fill out the QR code behind me to vote for the People's Choice Award. This next class is not like our traditional courses. The Berkeley Method of Entrepreneurship Bootcamp is an intense 4.5-day venture workshop held at UC Berkeley. Typically offered the week before the fall and spring semesters, the bootcamp is composed of UC Berkeley students, global participants, and working professionals wishing to learn entrepreneurship and innovation skills and gain experience with building new ventures with interdisciplinary teams from across the world. From the Berkeley Method of Entrepreneurship Bootcamp, we have Nova Fiber. Nova Fiber is creating the fabric of our future. Thank you.
This is Ghana, where I'm from. Sadly, the beaches are drowning in textile waste. The average person ingests about 50,000 microplastics a year, leading to cancer, heart diseases, and countless health problems. Today, it is Ghana. Tomorrow, it may be your home. I want to do something about it. Do you?
Polyester is everywhere and it's not going away. The global bio-based polyester market is a $2.5 billion opportunity. Governments around the world are cracking down on textile waste and holding brands accountable. There is finally an incentive to act, and they need a solution. Now, before we dive into it, I'd like to formally introduce you to our CEO, Ellie.
Thanks, Kelly. You know, I've truly traveled to all 4 corners of the globe to make what I know is a dream team for this big ask. Now, our team is comprised of scientists as well as engineers, and they've unlocked the perfect formula for Nova Fiber. You know, we have the scientists to invent it, the engineers to make it scale, and of course, the business mindset too. We'll make some money. With that said, I'll let the real brains of the team speak.
I've spent the past decade developing the formulation for our proprietary yarn, introducing Nova Fiber, the fabric that will replace polyester. It's 100% bio-based material with the hand, feel, and performance of polyester without the toxic waste or the carbon footprint. And you're probably thinking, well, why hasn't this been done before? And the reason is, it's not about the new material discovery. There's a lot of scientists doing that. However, the scale and the manufacturing is what's needed to bring this into the market, and that's what we're suited for.
Let me show you where Nova Fiber creates value. We combine bio-based biodegradable PBS fiber with cotton through our in-house blending and spinning process. And so the innovation is not only in the fiber, it's also in the process. Our core IP is in the sequencing, process conditions, material handling know-how that allow us to consistently produce high-quality textile at scale. Because in this industry, consistency is everything. A sustainable fiber that cannot meet quality standards will never be able to replace polyester. But Nova Fiber can.
So let's talk business. We'll be operating B2B, where we'll be selling to top apparel brands with strong early demand from over 100 players already. Now we'll be selling to them Nova Fiber at the same market price of virgin polyester. Not only are we competitively priced to do well, but we're operating at a 65% profit margin, set to break even and profit by year 5
quicker than industry average and capturing 21 million. Now the proof is in the fiber. No competitor in the market offers our product at our quality, scale, or purpose. And a ticket to join our team only costs $2.5 million. So how about it? Are you ready to make the future, the fabric of the future, the fabric of today? Thank you.
Thanks for the presentation, guys. You were saying you had price parity to polyester. I'm curious how you were able to do that.
Yeah, for sure. In terms of like the cost and everything, it still is well below, you know, the what's it called, the market industry price for virgin polyester. So right now, virgin polyester is priced at $5,000 per ton, and then we'll be operating at COGS or costs for $3,257 per ton. So that's why we're able to make it still the market value.
And your go-to-market is selling to the apparel brands or the warehouses?
Precisely, to the apparel brands. So you'll see our go-to-market strategy revolves around, you know, building awareness at different, like different magazines and then bringing it to trade shows, driving conversion through demos. Yeah, but over 100 brands, including Burberry, Giorgio Armani, Adidas, Levi's, have pledged to become substitute 100% of their virgin polyester in 2025. So, yeah.
All right. So, in terms of you said that the innovations in the fiber and the process. Tell me what you have in terms of patent. Like, is it in? I'm guessing it's more on the process part. Is it? What provisional patents do you have, and what does that actually protect?
So currently, we're still working from ideation to prototype, so we haven't gotten to the patent stage, but ideally the patent will be on, actually it'll be a trade secret on the processing from the fiber stage to the yarn stage. So that includes, this is more technical, but that includes more of the carding and spinning the fibers into yarns to make the actual yarn blend. And so we're blending two different materials together, which requires different types of heat and chemicals and processing, which will be in our trade secret.
And are you guys able to use the same equipment for blending and spinning that are used for polyester for this?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we're starting at the staple fiber stage, not the fiber formation. So the fibers have been made, and we're actually just making the yarn, which is the second stage after making the fiber. And so, yeah, all of that equipment has already been established in industry. So it's been, you know, it's already out there. It's just a matter of the processing conditions, which haven't been tailored for bio-based materials. They've only been tailored for synthetic, which operate at a higher cost for energy consumption, for melting and spinning and whatnot.
I'd like to know, what about your feedstock, I guess, is the raw materials? You're not upcycling existing polyester, right? You guys are doing a new kind of compound?
Yeah, currently we're just looking to use a bio-based polymer pellet, so that is not a recycled polyester. There are a lot of people working with recycled polyester, but they're not operating at the same performance as traditional polyester. This bio-based material, though, it's called polybutyl succinate. We can get into the chemistry today, but basically it is a bio-based material that you make from sugar. So you can synthesize this. People have been developing different alternatives. So commercially viable polymer pellets, which is where you make the fiber from, are already available. It's just a matter of obtaining that and then pushing that through our processing platform.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nova Fiber, for that wonderful pitch. Let's take a moment again to fill out the People's Choice Award right behind me, once that populates. Awesome. Perfect. So oftentimes, classes find themselves in a very difficult position. There are so many good teams to choose from, but it's very hard to just pick one team to compete at the Collider Cup. This next team comes from our at-large bid, an event hosted this past Wednesday to give teams from all of the classes another chance to compete at today's event. Through the popular vote, the team Cash IQ won over the attendees of our at-large bid. Cash IQ is your thrift store's pricing expert for automated clothes.
We're Cash IQ, and we're gonna tell you about a $288 billion industry stuck in the past, secondhand retail. Meet Crystal Braley. She's the store manager at ACS Discovery Thrift Shop in Oakland, and she has over 30 years of retail experience. Crystal can price items in her sleep, and this has taken decades and decades of experience to build. But at her store, she has a big problem. Nobody else wants to do pricing because they're scared to get it wrong. So on top of keeping the entire store alive and running, Crystal has to deal with the pile of clothes in the back and spend all day pricing them. And at one point, she got so overwhelmed she was about to quit. And pricing was the thing to almost break her. We interviewed over 60 stores across the nation, and they validated this problem and dug a little deeper. 70% say that training new staff to price is nearly impossible because pricing is so specialized to store. Additionally, 55% say that they're losing out on value by mispricing items.
Cash IQ solves that problem with an AI tool that prices items in seconds, requires no expertise on the employee's side, and duplicates a pricing manager with decades of expertise. Let's walk through how it works. First off, Cash IQ chooses your store. For now, we're gonna use BTS Thrift Store, a store that's actually piloting with us. Then you take a photo of your item. Here, we're gonna use a Levi's denim jacket. You simply take a photo. You then have the opportunity to add in optional details, but let's skip that. Let's see how the AI works. As you can see, it identifies that this is a Levi's jacket, it's a denim jacket, it identifies other attributes, looks at comparable listings across platforms like eBay, and identifies a baseline price, then calibrates that price to every specific store based on their customer base and pricing trends. The cool part about Cash IQ is that we're live and fully functional. Stores are using us right now, and you can too. Scan that QR code, go to cash-iq.com.
Our starting price is also cheaper than our direct competitor, and unlike ChatGPT, which suffers from context rot, has hidden costs in prompting effort, and also varies between employees, we remember every store's data and improve over time with low effort.
Based on our market research, a high-volume store typically prices around 300 items a day, each taking 3 minutes. That's around 15 hours. We cut that cost down to 30 seconds, saving about 12 hours per day. When you look at that on a monthly basis, that's around 275 hours per month saved. A typical employee is paid around $18 an hour, and that's up to $5,000 per month in labor costs tied directly to pricing. Our highest tiered plan is $399, and we bring that to an 11.4 return on just labor efficiency alone. We turn thousands in labor costs into a few hundred in software.
We're sitting in a $288 billion market, and our wedge is $110 million.
On the financial side, we depend on multiple revenue streams and grow into high gross margins by year 2.
We went directly to stores and had employees test Cash IQ in their real pricing workflow. Store managers consistently expressed their enthusiasm about our speed, speed, accuracy, and ease, which directly resulted in us having 5 letters of intent signed by stores across Boston, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, with these stores piloting us in the next 6 weeks.
And this makes up our team. Thank you so much, and go to cash-iq.com and try us out right now. Thank you.
Can you quickly go back to that matrix that you had? Sorry. Just the competitor matrix, I think it was. Go ahead, Sybil.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to ask you to, sorry, that was a great presentation, but you breezed through the market opportunity slide. So I want you to go back to that slide if you can and talk about also a little bit more about your business model, which you sped by really fast. So yeah, business model and market opportunity. So yeah, go ahead and, sorry, can you?
Oh yeah, okay, so the $288 billion makes up the entire global resale market. So this is like not just stores, but it's like everyone that's buying secondhand overall. And then our SOM makes up the amount of revenue that's available from going through the operational side and like approaching the operational inefficiencies of these thrift stores. And so there's about our near-term acquisition right now, it's about 6,000 to 8,000 resale businesses.
Yeah. And just to be clear, your TAM is talking about apparel, fashion and apparel stores only. We're not talking about other resale like cars or anything else, right?
Secondhand apparel, and that number came from ThredUp, which is an online thrift store, so that was in their 2025 annual report.
Okay, and sorry, can you go back to your business model slide real fast too? right, and so how are you pricing for the retail stores?
Yes, so we have 3 different pricing models, $99 per month, $199, and $399 per month. And the way that our pricing is based is similar to think tools like Claude, where for each plan, you get a certain amount of pricing requests per store. So smaller stores are gonna use a cheaper plan, bigger stores are gonna use more expensive plans, and you have a cap on how many requests you can put into the platform. After that, you pay per request. And we did the math, and even at our cheapest all the way down to our most expensive pricing, it returns an 11.4 labor ROI, and with thrift stores being such low margin businesses, that's a huge return on investment.
Yeah. Do you guys price for consumers at all? I think this would be great for people selling on Depop.
Yeah, so I can talk about that. Right now, our biggest thing is we want to establish a data moat, right? Nobody cares about a pricing tool if you can't price accurately. And that's why we're starting with businesses where they have such a high volume of pricing requests. After that, once our model can accurately price items and we're confident in giving that to a consumer, where you have less data about zip code, about Google Maps reviews, and after that, we can deliver consumer products such as, hey, if you wanted to sell the shirt you're wearing right now, which thrift store in a 5-mile radius will give you the most money for it? Those are questions we can all answer later down the line, and that's what ends up making this such a scalable business.
I see. And how does your stack look? Is that like an open source vision model you fine-tuned, or?
Well, right now, so first we scrape like online, like eBay, and then we compute like a median price based off of like comparable listings. And then from that, we're currently using OpenAI's 5.5 model, I believe. And then we send the requests through that. We also use Google Search's API to kind of gather comparables from there. And then we use like the store's online rating and also store location to price adjust based off of that.
All right.
Just a quick comment. Most people missed the ROI slide, and you guys did that. You would be surprised how many startup companies cannot even talk about the ROI to the end user. So good job on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cash IQ. Everybody give them a round of applause. All right, and in a second, one more reminder to scan this QR code and fill out the People's Choice Award. So with that, we have concluded the pitch portion of today's event. I'm going to now send the judges off for deliberations. While they deliberate, let's talk about the following incredible prizes that some of our teams who just presented will be winning. The first place winner will receive entry into Skydeck's Pad 13 program, an interview with Alchemist Accelerator, office hours with Pair VC and a fundraising strategy discussion, professional headshots, the Anthony DiPrinzio Professional Development Session, and TechCrunch Disrupt 2026 tickets. Second and third place winners will receive headshots and the Anthony DiPrinzio Professional Development Session. Once again, this development session honors the legacy of alumnus Anthony DiPrinzio, a local leader in blockchain and innovation, by providing students with the critical tools and mentorship needed to turn their ideas into far-reaching impact.
Now it's time for the final round of voting for the People's Choice Award. This is separate from the polls we've used throughout this event, so please scan the QR code displayed on the screen to access this voting form. In the form, you'll rank your top team. Like I said, this is separate from the polls that we've had, so please scan this and vote. Great, so while you're doing that, all the pitches today were truly outstanding. Across this diverse group of students, everyone came together in an SCET class to collaborate and turn their visions into a reality. Let's give a big round of applause for all the students, coordinators, and professors in cohort 18 of SCET. You all contributed to an incredible environment that made these amazing pitches possible. Thank you.
So now to get a show of hands, who all went to the Alumni Expo today?
A lot of you were there.
A lot of you were there. Awesome. So you guys all must be excited to see who the winner is. Before we announce our Collider Cup student winners, we'd like to announce our Collider Cup Expo champion and invite them to the stage. If you missed it, for the 5th time in Collider Cup history, right before our event, we hosted an expo where students who have taken SCET courses presented their startups, and the attendees voted on their favorite alumni team. All these teams contain students who have taken a SCET class and have used that skill to develop to continue on their entrepreneurial journey. This doesn't necessarily have to be a project that they developed in the SCET class. So yeah. The teams for this year is Entropin, ClaraLink, Find Your Path AI, Walt, Lemuria, and Carbon AI. So any student who has taken a SCET class is eligible to participate in the Expo next semester as well.
The Expo teams this year had the opportunity to receive mentoring from Silicon Legal thanks to Ian Peck. The Expo teams also got to partner with the House Fund to gain feedback on their pitches. SCET works hard to connect Berkeley founders with the resources they need to thrive and to develop their startup. From mentorship to funding, it's all about unlocking the unstoppable potential of student entrepreneurs. The winning Expo team has the opportunity to receive an interview with Peer VC and Generationship for the chance to receive a $25,000 uncapped safe investment, TechCrunch Disrupt 2026 tickets, have an interview with Alchemist Accelerator, attend the Anthony DiPrinzio professional development session, and get professional headshots. If you have taken an SCET course or are working on a project, scan this QR code to apply for Fall 2026's Expo. Any SCET student or alumni can participate. Many of the founders are previous Collider Cup participants. Some of our past Expo teams have been invited by SCET to pitch at TechCrunch, including Uncracked and Optogenics. Some have been nominated by SCET to represent UC Berkeley at the ACC Inventure competition, such as Code Blue AI and MoFarm. Without further ado, this year's Alumni Expo winner is Vault. Vault is working to transform the fashion experience through community, collaboration, and shared ownership. Let's invite Vault to the stage to share their pitch.
Oh my God, Noor, I have nothing to wear for banquet tomorrow.
Didn't you say that last week?
But I've worn everything.
But I think Nyla has that one dress.
Yeah, but I don't know if she has it still, and I don't want to ask like 5 different people for a dress.
Wait, there should literally be an app for this.
Exactly, and that's why we are building Vault. 82% of people feel like they have nothing to wear, despite having closets full of clothes. The average garment is worn only 7 times before disposal, while 80% of clothes are sitting unused in closets. And at the same time, borrowing is happening constantly through texts, DMs, hallway conversations. So the behavior exists, but the infrastructure doesn't.
And that's where Vault comes in. We're turning an informal behavior into a structured marketplace for the future of sustainable fashion. We simply upload your closet, build a shared closet with people in your community and your friend groups, browse and discover pieces you didn't know your friends owned, borrow for free from your friends, or rent and sell to people in your community, including sororities, dorms, clubs, and college campuses. And we're designing the interface to be as seamless as social media. So simply upload, engage, browse, and exchange.
And the timing for Vault couldn't be better. With a $1.7 trillion global fashion industry, the future is becoming circular. By 2030, the circular market is projected to grow $350 billion, with Gen Z shifting towards resale and sustainability. Vault is leveraging that shift by targeting a $120 million digitally active Gen Z market. What makes Vault truly special is its tight-knit community and easy accessibility. Platforms like Depop and Rent the Runway are focused on transactions with strangers, while Vault is focusing more with your local community. We combine friend-based networks, low-friction accessibility through Vault lockers, and AI personalization all in one platform. This means more clothes with less waste.
Our business model combines a B2C and B2B component with a $12 a month AI subscription model for people who want Vault Premium to have access to AI styling and other premium features. And then Vault takes a commission off of resale and rental transactions. And finally, we're able to aggregate wardrobe insights and data and sell it to our retail and our enterprise clients in order to generate long-term margin expansion. By leveraging all of those layers and scaling it
by year 5, we project to have $27 million in gross revenue and $200 million in gross merchandise value. By leveraging campuses, dorms, sororities, we hope to include vault lockers and systems for people to access these hubs and scale it from college campuses to cities and nationwide, where we project to have by year 5, 400,000 users and 50 enterprise clients across the country. We're the team to do it. We have experience in fashion, AI, engineering, and business, and we are now raising $300,000 in our pre-seed ask in order to build out the future of sustainable and social fashion at Vault. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Vault, for your amazing pitch. This team came from a SCET course and is still connected with the SCET organization. You too can stay connected through SCET Alumni Connect. This is the time for alumni to connect, continue to share their journeys, and to inspire you all. At SCET, we believe in SCET for life. So whether you have taken 1 class or 7, you are a part of our community, and we love hearing updates, promoting what you're doing, and supporting you all in any way we can. If you are graduating this semester, consider yourself part of the SCET community and want to continue living the motto SCET for life, sign up with the QR code behind me to be part of our alumni group. Also, if you received a double stamp from Ella when you came in today, please see the front desk later to redeem your prize at the end of the program. I'd love to pass it off to Jue Chu to give us a couple of announcements about the awards.
Awesome, thank you so much. How many students here have received the SCET certificate? Raise your hand. Ooh, awesome. How many are working to achieve it? Awesome. All right, well, I'm just gonna share a little bit about it for anybody who might not know what the SCET certificate is. It is based off of our courses. These are our fall courses right now. Some of them are already full, so those of you who are interested in enrolling in our classes this fall, be sure to check that out. For the certificate, you will need the Newton lecture series and then 5 of any of these courses here. And then we also have a startup track. We have a study abroad program that happens every summer as well. If you have any questions about the certificate, feel free to come ask me. We have a handful of course coordinators in the audience today, current course coordinators, future course coordinators, and so you could always ask them about their certificate as well and how to get it. But most people who have taken our classes, generally they don't stop at just 1 or 2, they keep doing it. So look forward to seeing you all in our fall courses. There are a handful that are application-based. Our product management and our advanced product management, as well as our AI tools for startups courses are based by application. And it's not a rolling application. So if you're interested in any of those courses, apply before the deadline listed. And enrollment for that starts at phase 2, because we don't want you to waste your phase 1 units on that. So if you have any questions about courses, please let me know. One of our new classes we have next semester, we have the instructor here to pitch the class so you can learn a little bit more, and then he will also be available as well later. So here's Nathan Sedlander.
All right, thank you, Jue. It's great to be here. Hello out there, my name is Nathan Sedlander. I'm super excited to be teaching a new course next fall, or this coming fall here at SCET. It is, in fact, called Climate Positive Ventures, and it is going to be a challenge lab that is squarely focused on climate change and environmental impact. Now, I'm a serial entrepreneur in the space. I've been teaching climate entrepreneurship in the UC system for several years, and I'm really excited about this course. This is a course that's going to be focused on, arguably, the most important and biggest existential challenge that we're facing in this next generation. We're going to be talking about a variety of different topics, everything from electrification to renewable energy generation to the impacts of industrialized food systems, new materials, circular economies, all kinds of interesting things. Now, here's what I gotta tell you. Do not take this class if you're looking to assuage some kind of guilt or concern that you might have about what's happening with the environment. We're looking for the best students who are gonna come and get the best and most innovative solutions that have real financial returns and that are really going to make a serious change in what we're facing in terms of climate change and environmental impact. Because when it comes to this topic, the thing that I want to say is that while we're all looking for scale, in order to solve this problem, scale is truly a requirement. So, super excited to see some of you hopefully in the fall where we'll be teaching climate positive ventures, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nathan. So before we go to this next part, I just want to thank everybody for who helped put this event on. We have a handful of student interns, course coordinators, front desk staff. Everybody here helped make this awesome production, so really appreciate people taking the time away from studying and hopefully being able to enjoy. So let's give a round of applause for all of our student staff. And now I'm going to hand it over to Ken for the awards.
So before we do that, I just wanted to make note. Did you see the list of classes that are offered this fall? That was amazing assortment of classes. We are, I think, amongst the top engineering schools to offer that number of classes. When I started here many years ago, we taught 2 classes a semester. So we're able to do this because we get donations from our alums. Stand up if you are an alum. Anita, come on, stand up. Anita, all right. Christina, stand up. I know you're in there. I checked. All right, alums. All right, notice these are also instructors for classes, right? And I want to point that out. I'm also an alum and I teach here. When we say SCET for life, we mean it. We come back and we pay it forward in these classes. We got so much from our experiences at Berkeley, and we thought it could be maybe a little bit better, and which is why we came back to help the next generation be able to do that. And so those of you who are students today, hopefully you will be our instructors of the future. We are making an investment in you so that you will make an investment in the next generation. And so as an alum, it's my honor to introduce the next award. Yes, if we could invite the family up. The Anthony DiPrenzio Innovation Champion Award honors the remarkable legacy of Anthony DiPrenzio, a 2019 Berkeley alumnus who was a visionary leader and a dedicated member of the UC Berkeley community. As an undergraduate, Anthony balanced his studies in political economy with intense commitment to innovation, serving as the president of the Blockchain at Berkeley Club, and dedicated vast amounts of his time at SCET, advancing entrepreneurial ideals with his peers. After graduation, Anthony led the blockchain lab at BASF and played an integral role in the growth of the startup Aleo. Anthony was driven to learn and share his knowledge, traveling globally to speak with aspiring entrepreneurs. Known for his inspirational vitality and humor, he embraced life to the fullest. His professional trajectory as a leader in the emerging industry combined his passion for mentorship and global engagement, perfectly mirrors the spirit of this award. By recognizing students who make extraordinary contributions to the campus entrepreneurship ecosystem, this honor ensures that Anthony's vitality, work ethic, and passion for empowering others continue to inspire the next generation of Berkeley innovators. This named award recognizes a student member of the SCET community who has made extraordinary contributions to the campus innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem. Before announcing the recipient, we would like to invite the Anthony DiPrenzio family to the stage to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Ken, and to the entire community at the Sutarja Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology. Special thanks to Jesse Deeker, Marcy Holmes Novosel, and Leah Katz-Amati for their working so diligently with my family, to create our vision of what Anthony's legacy at UC Berkeley should be. On behalf of my amazing son, Anthony, I would like to express how grateful he would be knowing his passion for innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship will continue through his legacy for years to come. Anthony fully embraced the vast opportunities Berkeley offered and was proud to be a student here, not just for its academic rigor, but also for its known vitality. His love for Cal Bears territory was palpable, and his drive to become the best version of himself was cultivated in large part by the countless hours he spent at the Sutarja Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology, working alongside many friends and classmates. He believed that innovation was, above all, a team approach. In fact, on his childhood bedroom wall, he painted an inspirational acronym, TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more. He often felt the most exciting place to be was at the start of something new, surrounded by people who were working hard, turning their ideas into reality. While we are here to honor one individual, Anthony's vision would be that this award inspires every Berkeley student to engage and take a chance on themselves and others. He never believed failure to be an end, but rather a bridge to work harder, seek new paths of learning, and become more motivated. A quote he chose for his high school yearbook at a very early age is from Winston Churchill. "Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm." And that truly is how Anthony lived his life.
Anthony's brother, Nick. Anthony's legacy was more than just being a successful entrepreneur. It was his ability to create opportunities for others, mentor individuals within the community, and champion these innovative ideas and technological advancement far beyond his years at Berkeley. So this award isn't just about recognizing technical skills. It's about grit, humor, work ethic, and the courage to step out of your comfort zone, and the genuine desire to see your peers succeed alongside you. And so we just want this award to be a reminder that you can lead by Anthony's example. He led others by sharing his knowledge and listening and learning from his peers and colleagues. He would listen intently and often challenge people with many questions, which could be quite frustrating. But he took that knowledge and he shared it amongst guest panels all across the world and conference stages as well. And just another quote that Anthony chose from his yearbook was from St. Ignatius of Loyola, just saying, "Go forth and set the world on fire." So with that being said, we are so proud and honored to recognize a student who carries that same fire. To the recipient, thank you for keeping Anthony's entrepreneurial spirit alive. And to all others here today, continue building your ideas, continue sharing your knowledge, and continue making this community the vibrant, inclusive, and progressive place Anthony knew it would always be. Go Bears.
It is an honor to present the Anthony DiPrenzio Innovation Champion Award to a student who truly embodies the scholar-citizen spirit that Anthony championed. Ayushi Deukule, I hope I got that right, is not just a participant in Berkeley innovation ecosystem. She is the engine here. Known across campus for an exceptional work ethic, Ayushi has balanced her rigorous academics with high-impact leadership roles, serving as a foundational pillar for SCET. As a lead facilitator for the Innovator in Residence decal, she is praised by her peers for her outstanding professionalism and a rare, relentless dedication to ensuring that no student is left behind in their entrepreneurial journey. Ayushi's impact is perhaps most visible in the way she has built new bridges between technical theory and real-world application. By managing the SCET AI Summit, she successfully brought the technical frontier of Berkeley research face-to-face with industry leaders from Google, Meta, and Perplexity. She didn't stop at AI, however. Mirroring Anthony's gift for interdisciplinary integration, Ayushi has acted as a vital community bridge, connecting the Food Resource Center and environmental sustainability with the fast-paced world of TechCrunch disrupt and startup innovation. Her leadership has been instrumental in institutionalizing mentorship on this campus. As the lead facilitator of the Innovators in Residence decal, she has empowered an entire cohort of peers to navigate the entrepreneurial journey. Ayushi provides the kind of high-level strategic value that changes the trajectory of student startups, offering the live feedback and judge-ready insights that turn students into founders. In a year where the fields of AI and sustainability have moved faster than ever, Ayushi has been the one ensuring that Berkeley students remain at the front of that race. For her vision, her tireless support of her peers, and her unwavering commitment to the SCET mission, please join me in congratulating the Anthony DiPrenzio Innovation Champion, Ayushi.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's an honor to receive this award, and it's an honor for me to receive this award alongside Anthony DiPrenzio's family. I just wanted to say that my time in SCET as a student, as a course reader, and as a part of leadership in the IR community has been a big part of my college experience. Everyone here today has shown what SCET is for and how we are going to innovate and change the future. The IR program is something that's especially special to me, to provide peer-to-peer mentorship to these startup teams that you saw today. I also wanted to give some moments to thank my mentors, Anita Balaraman and Mark Searle, as well as my friends and family. Thank you all so much, and thank you all for honoring Anthony in this way.
All right, so I'm going to hand it over. Oh, this is me. Oh, okay, well. All right, the Outstanding Instructor Award. This one, okay, this one's tough because all of our instructors are probably 10 times more competitive than our students. And so we ask students in everyone's classes to give us feedback and references and, you know, to recommend their instructors. And typically we get like 2 or 3 per instructor that's really good. This year we got lots that were really good, but we weren't sure if that was AI being good or, because that's what faculty are doing. They're using AI to do recommendations for you all. Turns out you guys are turning it on us. And so we had to filter through all of these recommendations to see real authentic recommendations from students, and we had a couple that were just really inspiring that we heard from students that about their experiences with these instructors in their classes. So it's my honor to give this award, but first give you the criteria: excellence in the field of curriculum development and pedagogical practices. That's a lot of words for saying they really knew what they're talking about. Ability to awaken student interest and or arouse curiosity of subject matter. That is, did they keep me awake in class? Service to department, institution, and community, meaning that they were really focused on giving you ethical direction, that you're gonna serve your community. And contributions to diversity that they had. By the way, did you notice how many women were up here presenting? Right? There's no wonder Berkeley is the #1 producer of female-led startups, right? Because it is, I mean, I hate bringing attention to it because it's so normal here, right? That it's almost not notable because women are leading in most of our classes. as well as mentorship. And this is key. We pride ourselves in having some of the best mentors in our classes to work with students to prepare them for the leadership roles that we know that they're going to have to take once they leave this community or this campus. So it's, I don't even, do you have it? Okay, so here it is. Anita. So come on up, Anita. Thank you. All right, so Anita, this is the quote, right? So Anita is deep, not that you can't read, but I'm going to read it to you as she comes up here slowly. Anita is deeply committed to supporting her students. She takes the time to provide thoughtful feedback, offers personalized guidance, and ensures that every student feels supported in their entrepreneurial journey. Her passion for the subject is evident in every class, and it motivates students to stay engaged and push their ideas further. Okay, so come on up. We knew that was real because there was no M dash. So, all right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much.
You want to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you. Oh, gosh. So if you've grown up from the part of the world that I come from, you know that even when you're 50, you're still aspiring to impress your parents. And so that's my parents right there. And you also know the parents are deeply skeptical no matter how old they are. And they go, wait, you teach a class about what? Changing the world and make money? You're doing that, but you're teaching that? And so I said, no, you've got to come and see it for yourself. So, so that's to them from a deeply skeptical set of parents. But that said, I just wanted to say thank you to SCET for allowing me to teach a course as ambitious as what I wanted to. So thank you for that. It's called Designing Startups to Transform Society. One of your students, right? And Ayushi is one of my students. The IIR program that we started that she referenced, Jill Finlayson, she was my co-conspirator in this. And this whole IIR of mentorship, like Ken mentioned, we take it pretty seriously, and we embedded it in the classroom, not just when you get out and become an alumni, but start right here. So thank you, Ken. Thank you for all that. And thank you, and congrats, Ayushi. I am so proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So we have one more award here before we get to the figuring out who the judges decided was the winner this year, is the SCET Outstanding Course Assistant Award. Now, instructors will tell you that they cannot run their classes without their course coordinators. At least they tell us that because they want as many as they possibly can to support their classes. But we know that to be true. I know that to be true because I've taught here. The classes won't function without students helping students. And so we pride ourselves in bringing students who have taken our courses before to come back to help teach in our courses, to help guide the students through the next part of their journey. And the criteria that we used to select this candidate was professionalism, responsiveness. You know, you've sent an email to an instructor, and it might take a week to get back, but a course coordinator, they get back to you that evening, right? Dedication, commitment to the course, and individual student impact. And based on that criteria, this year, Patrol, come on up. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh. That
did not happen.
Yeah, it's real. It didn't break. See that? That was real. We didn't get that off Temu. That was real, everybody. We did gravity check on that one. Oh, just give you.
Oh. Thank you so much. My name is Sanjida. That is a big one. You don't have to read all of my name. Just Sanjida is good enough. I am an undergrad here at Berkeley, and this is my 4th year. In my 4 years at Berkeley, SCET has been one of the most favorite communities, and like the most favorite one, honestly. And it's given me so much. I'm just so in love with SCET, so I kept coming back to take classes. I took around 8 classes at SCET. So yay! If you still haven't taken one, please come while you have the opportunity. Even if you don't, just like show up to classes. It's so fun. And I've been a course coordinator for 2 semesters. So this is my 2nd semester being a course coordinator. I really want to thank Gert Kristen, my instructor, who was working with me. And he's just the best person ever. He's not here today, so I wish he could hear this, you know, the praise and all that. So there's Nidhi Banavar and Kirk Bansack and Gert Kristen. We are all teaching together. It was a huge class. I'm so glad to see my team here, Claro from Democracy and Technology. They did amazing. I'm so glad that I was able to support everyone throughout the process. And just thank you to my family, my friends, and everyone who came here, my auntie supporting me here. Thank you so much. It's an amazing opportunity. I want to say that SCET has been one of the foundational places at Berkeley that made me love entrepreneurship. I'm an EECS major, so technical to business, it was a big transition, but I did love SCET so much that I kept coming back, and I will keep coming back forever and ever. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So now, thank you so much. And now we're going to be doing the judges? Yeah. So before we do, I just want to make a comment to the DiPrenzio family. I hope you can see the community that your son was a part of, that you got a glimpse of why this place is special. Okay, so the judges. You guys want to come up and tell us what you... Hand it to you.
Okay, so I guess this is the moment you guys have been waiting for. We had a really difficult time deliberating, like really difficult. We kept going back and forth. Many of the startups showed up on our top lists, but then we were trying to figure out which ones to give this award to. We're gonna have Jay start with the most innovative, and then we'll go to, I guess Farouk will announce the most innovative.
Thank you, Jay. Yeah, so like Sybil said, all of the pitches we saw today were absolutely amazing, and it was pretty difficult for us to decide on which ones we liked the most. Very long debate we had inside the room. So to start with most innovative, I think there was one pitch which stood out to us with a lot of high energy, and I think you guys made the problem very clear that in sports, it's very difficult for coaches to have data-driven insights to be able to choose or decide how a team is able to perform at its best level. So because of that, we would like to give the most innovative award to Synth. Yeah. Nice, congrats guys.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you, thank you.
Congrats. Congrats.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I guess we'll get on the side.
I'll come on the side with you.
Okay, Vicky's gonna take a photo.
Nice.
You can tell that's a sports tech team. They have all firm handshakes.
All right. So Pad 13, I know, is like one of the key prizes for the Collider Cup. And this last batch at the Collider Cup, we had Mo Farm that won 2nd place, and they just started at Pad 13 on Monday. And Dealprint won 1st place, and actually they didn't go into Pad 13. They got an investment from the SCET Fund. So they actually went into our accelerator and received $210,000 and also started on Monday in the accelerator. So my hope, I mean, the pitches today were so spot on. I remember riding up in the elevator, and Jay and I have done this a couple times. We were just commenting. Last time we said, wow, this just keeps getting better and better. And we said the same thing. This is even better than the last one. So all of you that pitched today, you should give yourselves a pat on the back. So please, yeah, join me in applauding the great work. And before we announce the three top startups, I just want to give another round of applause to Ken, Jue, Jesse, and Susan, the entire SCET team, and the MCs and the course instructors. what SCET has pulled off, I mean, I think Sanjita said it really well. Someone who's done 8 classes in her 4 years. That's impressive. That's a community really worth applauding. So well done. All right, without further ado, we're gonna announce the 3 teams that were selected. Jue, do you want all of them to come up, or? Okay, all right. So in 3rd place, we picked Ensure. As they're walking down, I just wanted to say, for all 3 teams, we would like to extend a PAD 13, an invitation to the PAD 13 program for all of the top 3 teams. Thanks. Nice work. Thank you so much. Good job. Thank you so much. Yeah. So again, all 3 teams will be invited to the PAD 13 program, and they have the option of joining this current batch, which started on Monday, or waiting until the start of November to join batch 23's PAD 13. All right, in 2nd place, please put your hands together to congratulate GMB Live. Okay, last but certainly not least, please put your hands together in congratulating the 1st place winner, Cash. Oh, sorry. Cash IQ. Woo!
At this time, we'd like to invite everyone to the stage, everyone that participated today, to come on stage for pictures. All the teams that presented, come up. Should I say the other 2 things now or after?
Yeah, what are the other 2 things?
This and this.
Oh, yeah.
Courses okay. A couple other quick things while we're still here. If you received a double stamp while you walked in the entrance today, please see Jue after to collect a prize. Again, that's if you received a double stamp when you walked in the entrance today, please talk to Jue after to receive your prize. And the second thing, yeah, can we have people squat down too? The second thing is, gosh.
There are two teams today from the Applied Resilience course. We invite you to step outside and join them in practicing resilience. Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay, everybody, make sure you go study now. Finals next week. Finals next week. B courses is working now. They are not getting rid of finals. So B courses is working now.
No, we have games outside.
What?
We have the games from the my resilience class.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's my game.
Oh, yeah, also there's food outside. There's food. It's we have an event outside. There's food, and it's free. Free food. Free. Does that change anything? Free food. Sure, sure.